Texas says howdy. What's up, Connie Rose? How are you?
Welcome to the late night. Enoch's in the zone. Tick-tock moving fast. Enoch on his throne. Setting up the vibe. Get ready for a ride. Keep your eyes wide. Enoch's
Hey, you know what's up?
Enoch's nighttime show.
What's up? User, going on? Chick, how you doing? Welcome in, guys. Again, we're going to have Berney Flowers joining us in about 4 or 5 minutes. We're going to start asking him some questions. Talk about his campaign and the things that have happened so far. Last time we had him here was about 3 months ago, so this will be a pretty good update as to what's going on since he's announced himself running for Congress in the 3rd District of Maryland. Yes, it is, Tommy. It is the gentleman from Maryland. It'll be great to have him again. There's always winners in here, Leslie. Always winners in here. Hey, Thomas, how you doing, man? What's going on? I like that guy. Tracksuit me too. That's why he's coming back. I like him. And now that he's been on the campaign trail for a little while, we can ask him a few questions and get a little more in depth as to what's going on. And, hear a little more of him being relaxed and not because he's done plenty of PR publicity already, so should be good here. Speaking of, there he is. I was just talking shit about you, Berney. Mr. Flowers, are you ready? I'll bring you up along with the other guests. I gotta find you in the list. Berney, I'm gonna need you to request up, please.
Yeah. Woo. Welcome to the late night. Enoch's in the zone. Tick-tock, moving fast. Enoch on his throne. Setting up the vibe. Get ready for a ride. Keep your
We'll get started here in about 2 minutes, guys. I can't see you in the comments right now. If you're commenting something, give me a moment, people.
You already know. Sound and visual glow. Ready to blow. Tune in and say hello to the best show.
All right, Tony, get Berney in here.
Hey, look, we'll figure it out. I sent him to live, so Berney, let's see. So just,
I know he's down there. I just saw him pop in.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're just joining us, again, we're going to have Berney Flowers from Maryland, running for Congress, the 3rd District in Maryland. He's a lieutenant colonel. He's retired. He did many, many years in this country's Air Force, the greatest country's Air Force. And we're going to talk about his campaign and other fun stuff.
Berney, if you are here, click on the 2 little people at the bottom of your screen.
You're not pulling other people up, though, right?
No, just us.
Okay.
All right, I sent him a request to join.
I'm going to drop the other people that have requested out. There we go. I guess I need my glasses.
You're going to need them. I sent him an invite.
Go. Give me a second. I might hop on a phone call with him to tell him what to do.
Okay, no problem. No worries. Guys, right now, these are the people who are going to be on our panel. As soon as Berney joins us, it'll just be us four up here for now. When it's time to open up the panel for questions and stuff, I'll invite you up. If you want to ask them directly, or you can ask them in the chat. But for right now, this is going to be kind of interview format, along with my fact checkers and stuff here as well. My second brains, or at least the better brains.
Did you call me a fat checker?
Fact checker, FACT checker.
Well, then let me get my fucking
What's up,
laptop.
Christy? Thank you. Welcome in. Crashed out a bit Liberty's live today. I'm not surprised.
Look, I'm going to be default. I got my laptop.
I got my laptop. Yay.
I'm gonna do that.
Do not ask me to look up weird shit because I can't do that on this laptop.
Wasn't planning on asking you to look up anything. I was just talking shit. No one's fact checking anybody. Unless, of course, you guys absolutely want to. What's up, Bulldog? How you doing?
Oh, never mind.
Something just beeped.
Yeah, it
Laptop's
needs to be
dead.
reset. Yeah, I
Mark,
know. It
what's
needs,
going
to,
on?
it
Yep.
needs to be reset, and I don't have a paper clip to hit that stupid little button.
Oh, that sucks. All right. Once again, guys, while we're sitting here for a moment, I want to remind you guys that next Friday we're having the Santa Claus live for kids. It'll be at 7 p.m. on Friday night next week. That's what we're planning on. You can bring your kids up in the live. They can talk to Santa, tell them what they want for Christmas, stuff like that. It'll be great. It'll be fun. And it was awesome last year.
Oh, it was. The kids had a ball. It was well done. Very well done.
Okay, I think we got it settled, but we'll see.
I just sent him another invite when he came in again.
You want us to drop so he's on the top box?
Yes. I was going to make him bigger anyway. It didn't matter.
You can swap it now.
Yeah.
Should allow you.
All right. I told him to just click join when he was in there. Let me.
Hit invite again. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? Krista, hello, hello, hello. Capone, hello, hello. Frizz, how are you, man?
It's Frizz.
Everybody, welcome in. Welcome in. We're going to have Mr. Berney Flowers joining us shortly. Lamp Job, thanks for the follow. We bring you content worthy of your follow. Hey, we've got snow here. It started falling here where I'm at. It's pretty snowy right now. My kid's praying for school being canceled tomorrow.
Well, I mean,
He's
as long as we're waiting for Berney, I can talk to you guys about the demographics if you guys want of our district.
I was looking at it a little bit today. It shows, what, about 800,000 people in that district?
Yes. 800,000. So yeah, let me get my slides up here.
Yeah, I think it was when I looked today. It was about
Is he trying to join via laptop?
800,000.
I told him join via cell phone. So
Okay.
Now, Maryland's still gerrymandered, right?
I don't know that.
It is.
He's not showing up on my list right now.
Let me look mine. Is it under Berney?
I'm gonna give him a call again.
Berney Flowers. Yep.
Oh no, I'm looking.
If you don't say hi, I'm coming over. Tracksuit, that's fucked up. Frizz, you're being summoned unless you already left.
Yeah, I don't see.
I want your attention.
All right, give me a sec. I'll get him again.
Okay. Do we have to behave tonight? I mean, behave as much as you want, really, right? Moderators are down there. They'll keep you in check. It's no big deal. There he is. We got him. We've got him. Mr. Flowers. Where'd he go?
I didn't do it.
Just kidding.
That was a joke. He was just in the queue. I know it's not me. There he is. Accept. There he is. There he is now. Mr. Flowers, hello, hello.
Enoch, I think we know each other better than Mr. Flowers, man. How you doing?
I was giving you the respect for the beginning. Don't worry. I was going to call you asshole later.
Wow, that's what I'm used to, bro.
All right. If you would please turn your camera on so people can put a face to the name.
Okay, stay with me because I don't want to lose you. You know?
Not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. All right, guys. Well, while he's turning his camera on, all you guys got to do is sit here, pay attention. If you want to go look him up, you can check out his website. The website is Tony.
Yep. Website is flowersformaryland.com. I'll be sending that in the Discord and on TikTok on my second account.
Yeah, exactly. So once we do that, once you do that, if you want to look up what he stands for, where he stands politically, that's the best place to look it up. But as of right now, what we're going to talk about current events and, well, somewhat current events. What he's been doing for the last 3 months since the last time we spoke to him in person here, and just a bunch of stuff regarding that. I've also seen a bunch of his interviews, and I wanted to ask him about some of that stuff to elaborate, because you know how the media just kind of shuts you down. MAGA Trump gave Argentina $40 freaking billion, so don't forget, only 2 fucking pencils for little brats. Wolf, nobody cares about your opinion. You don't know what you're talking about. Go home. Oh, look at that. Muted for the whole live. Nobody cares about you at all.
Berney, you're going to have to hit the little camera button there and then hit accept or save.
Save.
Because I'm all in places. Okay, there we go. Now I got great big old fingers.
There we go.
Bernie.
There you go.
All right. Well, number one, it's good to see you again, Bernie. I appreciate you. I'm going to give you a couple minutes. First off, just to introduce yourself to everybody. You know, your background and all other fun stuff that we normally do, or that people normally do.
Okay.
So people know who we're talking to.
All right. Well, I'm Berney Flowers. I live in Maryland. You guys know Tony. We're friends, and he's helping with the campaign. I did 21 years in the Air Force, almost 21, and another 13 and a half years in DOD. I've worked in 3-letter agencies. And the bottom line is in 2022, when they tried to make me take the jab, in 2022, when we were wasting literally billions of dollars, I just realized that I was on the wrong side of the equation. So I retired, ran for Congress. One of my big problems was Dutch Rupersberger. At the time, you guys probably don't know him, but he was the congressman in District 2 of Maryland. And I'm running, and all of a sudden they decided to redistrict. So here I am in Elkridge, Maryland. Now, if you know this area, I found myself in District 2 where I don't live, but that's okay. I went ahead and ran anyway, finished third out of probably about 10 people, but I was outside of my district. So I ran again last cycle and did not win, but that's okay. I created a whole lot of enemies because the last thing that these people want is for somebody like me with the background that I have in Congress, because I was working directly for Secretary Mayorkas. I was his DOD liaison, which meant that my job was to give him money from DOD so he could give it to Somalians. So that's kind of in a nutshell where we stand.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up about referring to Mayorkas. So I saw you on Newsmax. This is gonna be the first question, and I saw you on Newsmax. You spoke about Mayorkas and the lack of vetting for the Afghans that were coming into the country, and numbers are estimated to be about 14,000 a day over 4 years. And you were told by the other person on the panel, that female that was there, that when you said we should just go get them, referring to Mayorkas and his cronies, she said, quote, "Go get them. That's not cool." And when you spoke about his accountability, this was in response to you speaking about the accountability. Now, they didn't give you a chance to respond then. I mean, she tried to demonize you for that statement. Can you elaborate and please explain your position on that?
Well, my intention when I say go get them, I meant Mayorkas, but I also believe that there's a lot of people that are in this country, not only illegally, but erroneously. And you went to Afghanistan, you went to Iraq. Did you ever make it over to Somalia?
I did some stuff in Africa.
There you go. I made it over there too. Let's not talk about that because we really aren't supposed to be there. But the issue of the day is those people don't fit in to our culture. You bring somebody from a different culture here. These people are coming from a war-torn culture where they don't have a municipality. Killing, everything is tribal. So you bring that person here, just like what happened, they see us as a bunch of idiots, and they set the system up to where they could steal and rob and set things up for themselves to get free money. I would venture to say 49% last I checked of the people that have been brought in from that part of the world are on government assistance. Now, from my world, and I'm pretty sure yours as well, people, deserve a helping hand, but you should not come here expecting to live on government handouts the rest of your life while everybody else is working. No, you should come here and expect to get a job, make yourself useful, and learn our customs and our language. And if you don't want to be an American, there's an international flight leaving here pretty much hourly.
It's true. Yep. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Now, you had mentioned DHS in another interview, and when DHS was tapped as a federal agency to be the lead on Operation Allies Welcome, why do you think it was such a failure? Why do you think, from your experience, they didn't have the ability to adjust and do the vetting properly, especially when they were told what they needed to do? They could have taken many more people on to make that agency more effective.
Well, part of the problem, as you know, you were in the military. The DOD has unique capabilities that no other agency has, especially when you're dealing with overseas folks. And it's just a matter of sheer size and capability. DHS just got started in 2001, right after 9/11. So there has been a bunch of agencies like Customs and Border Patrol, Secret Service, all these different agencies that some of them have never been heard of. But the issue of the day is they're all fighting. DHS is not a mature organization. DOD, with the problems that we have, still we get stuff done. Now, when you're talking about DHS, remember we were right in the middle of COVID. We had sent people home. Matter of fact, I had a meeting with some of my old NSA buddies. We still get together routinely and talk about how to fix things. But the issue of the day is that we were in a situation where literally 80% of DHS was working from home. There's no possible way we could have vetted all those people. And you've been through a processing line. You know that you got to get shots and you got to get clearances and you got to get this and that and the other. These people couldn't even speak English.
Yeah, typical background checks.
Yeah, background checks. Most of those people over in those parts of the world don't even have records. We're not even sure what their names are. And I
don't know what their birthdays are. All their birthdays are January 1st for the majority of them.
Yes, exactly. They can't speak English. And then, my program, we were spending $1,400 a day for food, clothing, shelter, housing, all that sort of stuff, language, that sort of thing. And we were bringing those people to the United States and putting them in a negative situation. But more importantly, we were paying for it. And again, the Biden administration, in my opinion, did this on purpose. You see what's going on in England right now. You see what's going on in the Netherlands. You see what's going on in basically Northern Europe. They're trying to destroy the countries, and they want to do the same thing here in the United States. And thank God for DJT because he's putting a stop to this BS.
Now, you stated multiple times that accountability was very important. And you've said that, and again, this is regarding the unvetted immigration within the United States. What does the accountability of these agencies that failed during the Biden administration look like to you? What should happen, or what do you think?
A lot of those senior people have been fired. For example, I knew General Hawk over at NSA specifically. I grew up with that guy, when I had met him when he was a colonel. and I was a 15. But the issue of the day is that just recently he was forcibly retired. General C.Q. Brown, I didn't know him, but he was the Air Force 4-star in charge. The issue today, I can't remember that lady's name, but she was chief of the Coast Guard. These people were bringing in all this DEI stuff and weakening the military and putting us in a situation where we were non-mission capable. So Trump comes in, you're out of here. And to this very day, they don't have a director of NSA at a 4-star level. There's a lot of people, I met some people today, some of my old colleagues that were mid-career, 13s and 14s that literally lost their job at DHS. There's a wholesale house cleaning. But the idea that our guardians, Air Force, Armies, Navy, Marines, Coast Guard, CIA, these people, their job is to protect us. That is what they are paid for. And if they're not doing their job, they're freaking worthless as a bump on the poor hog. So they got to go.
I have a question since you're there right now. I read your book today, Black Values Matter. Yes.
Thank you.
And I know that you touched in there a lot about the immigration and the Biden policy of how many people that they were allowing in. And you speculated about how it seemed like a coordinated effort, that it came in large drives in a one spot, that it was overwhelming. You said that you didn't understand what the coordination was, but you knew why. Now that we've seen the US aid and all of the things since Trump's been back in office, do you now know the why or the how?
I don't know the how just yet because I never worked at the State Department, but the coordination, and it just seems very odd to me that those people from a war-torn country, that these people don't even have our culture, were all herded into a very specific part of Minnesota where people are very nice and forgiving. That seemed coordinated to me. And the fact that this Ilhan Omar, who is the congresswoman there, has never said a good thing about the American people, yet, 15 years ago, the United States Army rescued her from a rape camp. So in Africa. So we brought her over here, her people, and they've done nothing but bash America, but yet we're paying their bills. And as I said before, at last check, 49% of their population is on some sort of government assistance. I don't have anything against Somalis, but if you come to America, you better start being an American.
Yeah, I think the number that you gave in your book, I think $110 million a day that we're
$119 million a day, but this is for Afghanistan. We were helping to bring all those Afghan refugees here. And I understand where they're coming from, but did we need to bring 119 million people here? That makes no sense to me. That's crazy.
I agree.
And we didn't better.
I agree. Now, do you think that they chose Minnesota because the culture in Minnesota, generally speaking, amongst the population there, is super forgiving, super nice, super accommodating?
You ever heard of Minnesota nice?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Do you think they actually use that as a tool?
Very much so. That's what I believe. Those people are very accommodating, good Christian Lutheran people. For the most part, they will give you the shirt off their back and don't even know who you are and not think anything of it. So they have a very accommodating culture. And I don't have any problem with that, but they were just taking advantage of it. And the people that did this knew what they were talking about. And if I may, you remember that CIA agent, I hit a nerve with her.
Yes. That's why they wouldn't let you respond. Yeah.
She was pissed.
She was very pissed. That was I think that was one of your best interviews, along with the one Lucretia. That was a great interview of yours too.
She's awesome.
Well, you were very relaxed on that one. You were straightforward. It was a lot more refreshing compared to your previous appearances that I've seen. So you did great. And I want to move on to the next question. Representative Berney Thompson said it was an unfortunate incident, referring to the National Guardsmen that were attacked and the one that died. I quote, he said, "Unfortunate accident." How would you respond to him as a service member yourself, or former service member yourself?
An American service member dying on American soil is the worst of travesties. It should never happen. I don't want to see anybody die, but the response of the Democrat side and some of those, like I said, that lady from the CIA, how dare she she gave me the impression she was more concerned about the Afghan shooter than she was of our own American soldiers. And we can't have that. We can't have those kinds of people running large organizations. They're not carrying out American policy. They're bringing people into the United States that don't deserve to be here. And I got a real problem with that.
Does that not highlight a bigger issue, bringing back to where you said you feel like it's coordinated? Because if we look at any time we see one of these events, the Democrats always want to change, and they're very specific about their phrasing. This was an unfortunate accident. When Ilhan Omar talked about 9/11, it was some people that did some things. So is the fear of the Democrat Party that if we can expose the fact that these, call them what they are, they're terrorists. What that guy did is he ambushed the service members, and he assassinated them. And by calling it terrorism, it then opens maybe the light of the American people that we allowed them in. And in some cases, we flew them through the front door from places like Afghanistan and Somalia, to where when Trump says the threat that's within, that's what he's talking about. Not just people within the Democrat Party, like in my eyes, in Mayorkas, who allowed these people in, lied to the American people, said it wasn't happening, or Jen Psaki lying to the American people, telling us they were vetted when in fact they weren't. So it speaks to me, and I'd like your opinion on that, you know, where are we in terms of the threat? Because I think the threat is real, and what are we going to do about it?
Well, from my background, you guys probably saw, you know, I walked away from $180,000 a year. I don't know about you guys, but the country boy from North Carolina who should be in somebody's slaughterhouse killing pigs, that's a lot of money. And I took an oath a long time ago, but what I see over my years, you know, 34 years together, working in the military and DOD and doing different things that most people will never know about, I see a pattern here. And that pattern is a global assault on Western civilization. You see what's going on in Europe. Even China is suffering right now, and they're just creating chaos. But the people at the top of the food chain seem to be prospering, and they're bringing these people from the third world into first world situations, and we're paying the price. And, you know, USAID was an open secret. You didn't talk about that during the Biden administration. But if you notice, the Democrats seem to be running out of money. Imagine that. So,
you know, speaking of that, real quick, let me interrupt you. I'm sorry, but I have to do this. Guys, for you guys who are sending Berney gifts and stuff, that's excellent. We appreciate it, and he does too as well. But go to his website, donate to the campaign, help him go forward and work to get more votes. All right. Go to that campaign and vote and help out, donate there instead of throwing it here on TikTok.
I do appreciate that. Bottom line is, I appreciate you for having me on, allowing me to, you know, vent some of my frustrations, because I've been holding this in for a long time. As a matter of fact, I ran into some of my, again, old NSA buddies, and, you know, they didn't, you know, Enoch, you know, you don't talk about that sort of stuff, and you don't tell your real feelings in those kinds of agencies. So you keep your mouth closed.
You can. It's like being part of the Democratic Party, though. As soon as you're not seeing toe in the line, they ostracize you. They'll kick you out, put you behind those doors to where you can't speak.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of put out of the loop. You don't see what's going on, and they'll throw you under the bus when something bad happens.
Exactly.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I've seen it happen. It's happened to me. It's just the way it goes.
And I lived that life for a very, very long time. And so some of the people I met with today, now, like I said, one particular lady who I was friends with, she was there. There must have been about 10 people there. And this is the first time she actually came to the event. And, you know, she was surprised because I kept my personal feelings to myself. And I was working side by side with her for years. But, you know, I just couldn't take it anymore. Couldn't take it. I've seen some things that I just don't live with. And now all that stuff is manifesting. The Somali thing, the Afghan thing, the 20 million illegals that we came here with. And for Biden to tell folks that, oh, yeah, we have the greatest economy in the world. You're bringing in all these people, and they're down in Venezuela advertising that the borders are open. And then more importantly, you've got all these NGOs that are helping Christian charities, Lutheran charities, Jewish charities. it's almost like they're working against us. And thank God for DJT, because again, whatever reason, that man got a fire in his belly and he is doing what needs to be done. And, you know, some people may not agree, but he's the only shot we got.
Well, Bernie, I was reading in your book and you said about how you actually, I was kind of surprised you worked on Obama's campaign.
I did.
Yeah, and I think in Texas. And you have had a long history of being disappointed in Black leaders. Going back to, I think, 84, you said, a hurricane or tornado
You read
where,
that?
yeah, I read it. I did my homework.
Yeah, she
But I'm
read your
just
whole
saying,
book.
like
She was throwing me all kinds of notes on your book too
Yeah.
as she was reading it. I mean,
Thank you so much.
yeah.
Well,
Excellent.
with the thing is, like, you've expressed a lot of disappointment over Black leaders over the years. Like, you've really had a lot of hope in them. Even whenever Obama, you didn't necessarily support him. You were, you thought it was magnetic and energizing, his message and him being Black, and you had a lot of hope there. And it seems like you said pretty blatantly that he was more interested in helping the LGBT side than the Black community. Do you think that that is something that's been permanent now? The Democrats have ingrained in the LGBT rather than, the Black community?
The Democrats have totally used the Black community as a scapegoat and a vehicle to do the things that they want to do. And now Black people, if you notice with Trump's election, most Black men voted for Trump. Like, this is the first time we've had, I think, like 25% vote for Trump. And people are starting to wake up. They're starting to understand that it's America first. We're either going to hang together or we're just going to hang. So all this racial stuff has to go away. It's an ugly process, but you notice at one time Obama and also Biden, they were, had rainbow flags hanging off the White House. And, these rainbow people are only about maybe at the most 2% of the population. So what are we trying to do here? And in the meantime, we're paying for the bill. There you go. So, yeah, I got a real problem with that. And if I may, can I tell everybody that Jesse Jackson story?
Go for it. Go for it.
Okay.
This is your platform right now. You can do whatever you want on here.
I loved it.
I'm just here to guide it forward.
Well, I appreciate it. Well, here it is, 1984. I'm from a little town called Red Springs, North Carolina, backwoods, like Dukes of Hazzard kind of stuff going on. But the issue of the day is we had a tornado. It was devastating, killed a bunch of people. Typical, went to the trailer park, destroyed this, that, and the other. And so after a couple of days, the water was rationed, food was rationed. There was what do you call it? People were breaking into stores. So at the time, remember, you guys are too young to remember this, but Jesse Jackson was running for president. So he gets on CBS News. They fly him in on a helicopter. Uncle Jesse, yeah. He flies in on a helicopter from Fort Bragg, one chopper to bring in to have the news cameras, one chopper to haul him and his goons around. And he lands at the Presbyterian Church in Red Springs, North Carolina. That was the biggest open space that was available. And so we all get out there and we're going to hear the great man speak. And he said something to the effect, I'm not going to say the N word, but basically, y'all stop looting. You whatever, stop looting. And then he got on his helicopter and flew the fuck away. And I'm over here, 19 years old. I'm over here with a chainsaw. We're moving trees. We're pulling power lines. Some people got electrocuted. We're just going from house to house, saving people. I went down the street, checked on all my neighbors. I saw somebody in shock for the first time. So I was in a wake up mode. I became a man that night. And the fact that Jesse Jackson thought so little of us that he was on the ground for about 5 minutes for a photo op, I hate that man with the bottom of my heart to this very, very day. He is about as fake and phony as he gets.
It's unfortunate when people with that much influence become that disappointing.
Yeah.
And that historically that pathetic.
Pathetic is a good word.
Yeah. It's sad. It's fucking sad.
It's terrible, man. So like I said, I have a great dislike for him. I look around at the Black community and what has the Black community achieved since Lyndon Baines Johnson and his Great Society back in 1965, I would venture to say the Black community has regressed and has not integrated into the rest of the United States like we should have. There's pockets of excellence, there's Black billionaires, but we shouldn't look at it as Black and white and this and that. For example, my grandchildren are what you might call interracial. And if they're going to call them something, I'm going to have a real problem.
Interracial.
Yeah, we're all one race.
Cuban.
Yeah, we're all one race. We're the human race. We wouldn't be able to breed with each other if we weren't all one race. So all this stuff is divisive, and it seems like the Democrats are always the ones keeping all the divisive racial stuff going.
You said something else interesting, mentioning race, about how you really dislike being people referring African American. You're just a Black American. You're an American overall, but a Black American. And that you said, the people that come from Africa to America, yes, and they become Americans, they're African Americans, but you have more in common with your Jewish American neighbor than you would an African American.
I stand by that. And what I meant by that is if you go back to the history of slavery, the white guys from Portugal didn't go into the jungles of Africa grabbing people and snatching people. No. They contracted with other Blacks, and those Blacks went into the jungles and pulled people out of the malarial swamps. And otherwise, those people from Europe would have been killed because they weren't able to withstand the malaria in the jungles of Africa. So we've always sold each other out. And you can go to parts of Africa right now and buy a guy that looks like me for $400. I'm telling you right now that if you've ever heard of, bottom line is, when they snatch little girls like Boko Haram and stuff like that, I'm looking for the right word, but the issue of the day is there's more slavery now than there was then.
That's right.
Yeah. And a lot of it's happening right here in the United States. There's an organization I belong to called Untrafficked, and they, fight child trafficking. Child trafficking is slavery. We got to stop this. There's a lot of money being made, and a lot of people are being taken advantage of, and it's right around here. It's all over the world, and it's demonic as far as I'm concerned.
So I appreciate that, but now my next question is kind of along the anti-Semitism stuff. In Maryland, there was the graffiti that was on the Marine billboard. Have you seen that?
I'm drawing a blank. Tell me more.
Okay. A couple days ago, there was a Marine billboard, a recruitment billboard for the Marines, and someone had sprayed Nazi across it and had drawn the little mustache on the soldiers, and it was just on the Marines, and it was in your district. Where do you think the revived anti-Semitism is coming from?
I personally believe that, there's such a thing as a false flag. And if you stir up those old feelings of Nazism, you're going to get a lot of people that'll fall into that trap. It's divisive. For these people to call Marines who are defending them Nazis is a sacrilege. And so I would like to catch some of those people and put them in their place, but that's just me. But, people people do stuff like that. They just want to stir up some crap, stir up some shit, as they say. Yep. And, you just have to take that with a grain of salt. Unfortunately, I have not heard of that, but, there's so much news flowing through my head.
Oh, of course.
I can't keep up with everything.
I wouldn't hold that against you anyway. It's kind of minimal overall, but I was curious if you had heard about it. Yeah. And along those lines as well, I know you kind of spoke about a little in your book as far as default towing, but how do you feel about Trump using the National Guard to help enforce the mission of ICE within these cities?
The word National Guard means, if you reverse it, guard the nation. That's what they're supposed to be doing. And yeah, I worked in Posse Comitatus and those sorts of things. And I was involved in that, DISCA, what they call Defense Support of Civil Authorities. That was my program when I worked for Northcom, and one of my programs. But the issue of the day is that we should not be even sending the National Guard overseas. Their job is to work here and maintain order and defend our coastlines and defend our airspace. And people like you and I are supposed to be going overseas and doing nasty things for dirty people. So the issue of the day is that, yeah, I have no problem whatsoever with the Guard deploying. What about my takeaway? And I get passionate about this. A little old lady in Baltimore should be able to go to the grocery store at midnight, do her shopping, and go home and do that safely. If she cannot do that, we are remiss. We are failing. We got to do better. And so, yeah, the president is doing what needs to be done. He's cleaned up D.C. They're down in New Orleans right now. They've cleaned up Memphis to the most part. They're working on Chicago. They're working on California. And I hope they come to Baltimore. Can't wait.
I love that using the metric of an old lady being able to travel freely in the middle of the night for whatever reason, she should be safe. And I agree. I think that's a very clear message that there's been success thus far in a lot of these places too, because crime has dropped drastically. We've seen those numbers repeatedly from all the places we've had the National Guard supporting ICE. And although a lot of these people screaming false flags that citizens are being deported and, veterans are being deported. Yes, the veterans are being deported. They've been in the country 30 years and they never applied. Whose fault is that they're being deported? I don't care if he's a combat veteran. I don't care if he's a fucking Purple Heart recipient. I don't care if he's a freaking Medal of Honor recipient. That's on him for not doing his job too, to become a citizen or her, whatever, for all the fucking crazies.
The particular one that you're mentioning, though, that was disproven today. He had a deportation order. He was a green card, not a U.S. citizen. He was a green card holder.
That's not the point I was making. I'm just saying I don't fucking care.
Sure,
I really don't care.
I agree.
If you're being deported, you're being deported for a reason. I don't care if you were this, that, and the other. I don't care what your supposed status is. I'm just saying.
They're still bringing up that Kilmar Abrego Garcia fellow. Some Democrat judge is still trying to, say that he should be here. And why won't that go away? To me, now we're talking George Soros level stuff, because basically they put all these judges in place for a time such as these. They wanted to create chaos, bottom line. And if you notice, I have a very, very good friend. She is a female judge out of the United States Air Force. And she's going to be temporarily detailed to the immigration court system. And that's one of the things that Trump is making happen, because right now he just fired a gang of immigration judges. And now they're going to replace them with military judges and clear out some of this backlog of literally 20 million immigration cases. These people got to go.
I love it.
Yeah, man.
Do any of you guys have a question?
Yeah.
While you guys grab your questions or whatever, I want to remind everybody this is Mr. Berney Flowers. He's running for the 3rd district for Congress in the 3rd district in Maryland. I'd like you guys to go share this live out, let people know that we're here. Also, go check out his website. If you feel moved to and compelled to, please donate to his campaign instead of donating here on TikTok. It'd be greatly appreciated. I mean, he's a good dude. Listen to the message. If you don't like it, okay, maybe he's not for you. If you like it, prove you like it. Go do something about it. Help him so he can help us.
Thank you. Thank
Go
you
ahead,
so
Ed.
much.
Our website is flowersformaryland.com. Just have to scroll down. That's where you guys can donate. If it's Flowers for Maryland /endorsements,
it's being dropped in
go
that
ahead
chat
and give
repeatedly.
us your endorsement as well.
Yeah, down there. That's Susan's putting out. So here's my question. So we are right now, unfortunately, in a society that is completely divisive. And so this is going to be kind of a two-parter here. Obviously, our halls of Congress are extremely divisive. But also within the Republican Party, we are seeing the cracks of divisiveness. So I'm seeing you, as you are currently a leader and hoping to be a bigger leader in the halls of Congress, how are you going to be able to not only unite and compromise and consensus build and build things and push bills through in Congress? How are you going to do that, not only in the halls of Congress, but also through the conservative movement?
That's a tough one, but we're up for it. Again, my background, I spent 20 years building coalitions and making people work together. One of my claims to fame is a 4-star general by the name of Cartwright. You can look him up. He was a commander of Stratcom. Yeah, you remember Hoss Cartwright?
Yep.
Hell of a man. But the issue of the day is I was working at a organization that was under him down in Texas, and somehow or another my name came up, and he said, "Look, I need you to build an OPSEC capability because we're losing too many soldiers." And he literally gave me $20 million, me and my little crew, to fix these problems. And what we came up with a concept called what we call the JMD, the Joint Military Operational something, Joint Multidiscipline Vulnerability Assessment. And the idea is that we brought together for the very first time physical security, electronic security, all those ints that you find over at NSA, brought these people together, and we went off and did vulnerability assessments on bases. And it had never been done before. And I'm very, very proud of that. But I had to travel all over the world selling the concept, and it worked. So if I can do that, I believe that I can bring that to the Congress and make some of these people to work together if they're willing. Now, mind you, there's organizations like APAC that have various agendas that are basically not American. Another thing that we have a problem with is we have lobbyists that have more access to the United States Congress than we do as American citizens. I would like to work on that and make some of that go away. Hopefully President Trump will pay attention to that. Some of it's constitutional and has to be voted upon, but I'm just going to try to be an honest broker. And that's something we haven't had in Maryland in a long time. This is a very, very blue state. And honestly, one of the most corrupt states in the union from what I can see. And I think we need to clean up some of that corruption. And I'm just going to tell the truth. You won't see me out doing scandals or, taking large donation from PACs or whatever, that kind of stuff. Just, straight up guy.
All right. So speaking of scandals, real quick, we spoke about this briefly, or you tried to speak about it briefly, and I cut you off. What's with your IRS issue you had going on?
When I was running before,
I'm sorry, babe. We'll get back to it.
I paid my taxes, and this is, I've never been late on my taxes. And one of the things that they do when they really don't like you, the Biden administration obviously controlled the IRS. So they said, your 2022 taxes ended up in our 2023 bucket, and you need to fix it. Not the IRS needs to fix it. You need to fix it. Now, the concept behind that is to throw you off and slow you down. Somebody, you worked with the government, you worked with the military. Nothing happens without somebody signing off.
Yeah.
All right. But yet they can't find the person who signed off. Now, they sent me a letter and they said, okay, we recognize that we misplaced your taxes, but you need to go to your bank and find out what's wrong, not the IRS. So some of these people are being paid $200,000 a year, but that's one of the reasons that Trump is basically minimizing the IRS and trying to get rid of them because they're totally corrupt. Okay. But I've never been late on my taxes ever, and I never will be.
All good. Beard?
I want to get back to we'll get back to the
beard.
IRS. We'll get back to the IRS thing in a minute because I'm there with you. But so we're talking about all of the things that when you get there.
Yeah.
Question is, what do we do to get you there? Because you brought up one of the things about APAC. And that's one of the reasons why that Sarah Efrith was able to win, because of about $4.4 million from the last election, which a large chunk came from APAC. You're in a heavily gerrymandered district that is a tough haul. And I mean, demographically, you're oddly enough 57% white, which is which shocks me a bit in Maryland, being from Maryland with only 17.2% black within your district. You have a fairly heavy Asian population at right about 11%. So what do we do, or you do, and Tony do, to get beyond what's currently what I see is a pretty substantial wall, right? To get you beyond that, what is it that you think you can sell locally within your area, right? Because locally they're going to look at what's he going to do for me within that area. You're in, plus you're in a heavy white collar business area. It's about 72%. So what do you do to convince those people as far as affordability and jobs and all of the things that you need to overcome these obstacles that are political obstacles, right? That no matter how much you resonate, you still got to come over those political obstacles beyond.
First of all, we got to win the primary. That's the thing. I mean, to be honest with you, when we ran last time, our problem was the Republicans. I am not your typical Republican, and you can tell I'm not your typical black man. They put in 8 candidates against us to divide the vote. And if you look at the results of the vote, most of them got like 1,800 votes apiece. I ended up finishing third, but it was kind of like a little kiss to let you know that the system was manipulated. Now DJT is in place. We've got all these election integrity processes in place. And another thing is that the corruption. I mean, look at the Francis Scott Key Bridge. You know, what was it, 24 years ago that this happened? And it still hasn't been fixed. And the cost overrun has been literally doubled and tripled. We're talking about $5 billion.
$5 billion now.
Yeah. So the issue today is people are starting to understand that there's rampant corruption in this area. There's also, you know, we talked about the LGBT thing. The schools are, you know, I hate to say it. I was talking to a lady last night. She's a teacher and she teaches special ed. And she said that some of these kids actually put shit on her door. You know, I mean, literal little feces. And our schools are out of control. And this is some of the best schools in the entire state. So the thing is that what we have to do is, you know, protect the middle class, protect the American family. And I really, really believe in my heart that folks are going to resonate with that. And just look, we're pro-America here. We're not black, we're not white, we're not green, we're not orange. We are America first type folks. And I believe that folks are going to, by the time we get around to this time, 2026, we're going to get this thing done. And more importantly, you know, Tony's helping me set up a door knocking campaign that's going to carry us over, because there's nothing like shaking hands with people. Folks, you know, you see me on Newsmax 3 times a week. I was on Ken Klasick yesterday, one of the local radio stations. I'm pretty much doing press every day. I'm doing this right now.
Yeah.
So, we're getting the word out, and folks are starting to understand that they have an alternative. And on the other hand, Sarah Elfreth is a typical backbench politician. She does nothing. Most people don't even know she exists. And that's what we're counting on. So we're gonna out her.
So you're trying to get yourself out there more, get more visibility, get more name recognition.
There you go.
Because you seem, and I could be wrong, obviously, I'm not the mass majority, but I have dealt with people like you, and I say meaning veterans and guys who are generally not the stereotype, people who are not the stereotype, many times. And I think you're the best version of those, because you're becoming more and more personable. You're becoming more and more American, and you're becoming a person who isn't falling into a stereotypical culture, and you're not begging for the stereotype support.
There you go.
Which is, in my opinion, why I like you. I think you're an excellent dude.
Appreciate
and
you.
You're also not 1,000 years old either. You're not a foot in the grave yet.
Not yet.
You know? Yeah, you guys are all smiling and joking and laughing, but I'm being dead serious. How many times have we seen a fucking 700-year-old man be like, I want to run for office, and not literally be a foot in the grave? And this is a shot against Trump too. Trump is too old
Republican Party
at this point. Yeah, the Republican Party is too old.
Yeah,
and I think we need to have people in their 60s and 50s who still have plenty of life left in them, plenty of fight left in them. And I think that you, Berney, have that ability to fight back against all the bullshit.
That's what I'm here for, brother. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, I got grandchildren, and I want them to live at least as well as I have. And I mean, look at your generation. The 1% has taken away your ability to buy houses and have the lifestyle that I had. And that's wrong. And so the government should be in the business of making things affordable for you. They should be in the business of making things easy for you. And this idea of bringing people from the third world that don't fit in to our country, they're not bringing anything to the table, and they're going immediately on welfare and staying there in the ditch. I mean, infinity for infinity? No, that's bullshit. We can't have
it's fun. I'm glad you brought that up because that was my next question. With affordability being a hot button issue lately, how do you want to tackle increases in cost of living in your district specifically, and then in the nation as a whole? Or how would you like to, I should say, not?
Well, I think Trump and his tariff idea is a super idea. For example, I met Scott Bessent about 2 years ago, had no idea he was going to end up being Secretary of Treasury. But this guy's just got a lot of good ideas. Now, he's got a lot of ties to a lot of folks, and he just, I heard him speak. I shook his hand. I got his card, and I just think he's a warrior for us right now and doing a lot of good things. But first of all, the Federal Reserve is not working for us. And ever since 1971, our dollar has shrunk. And a dollar, you might be making more money, but it's going a lot shorter. We should go back on the gold standard as far as I'm concerned. But how can we make things more affordable? Well, look, let's lower some of these taxes. Let's stop sending so much money overseas. How about that? Let's send some of these people home that are not helping us. And, I don't know if anybody's Muslim in the audience. I don't have anything against Muslims.
I do. But anyway, we're going to move past that before I get myself in trouble. Allahu Akbar, my balls. But I'm asking specifically for your district because the cost of living has gone up significantly in your district over the last 10 years.
Yes.
Over 22%, I believe it is. I'd have to double check those numbers. I just read it briefly. But that's a pretty big increase in cost of living for your district.
Yeah.
And I know obviously it's not your fault. It's a whole collection of ideas. But how would you try to affect some change in your district?
Well, how about this? Sarah Elfreth has not brought any business into this district. And part of a congressman's job is to solicit business. Virginia, if I'm not mistaken, they're bringing in Incutel, if I'm not mistaken, they're bringing in businesses. Another thing that we have a problem with is we're getting our electricity from Pennsylvania. Now, one of the things that is my pet peeve is electricity prices. And do you realize that we haven't built a nuclear plant here in a long time. We're closing down coal plants. The idea of wind and solar just ain't going to work. And there's a thing called thorium. Have you ever heard of it? Thorium nuclear energy?
Yep.
Okay.
It's the safer variant of the raw.
Yep.
The old rods.
Yeah. It's not fissionable material. It won't explode. The idea is China just went online with their first thorium plant. India is going to be right behind them. The people in the Netherlands are building one. But the issue of the day is that plant, that capability is 30 years old. I've been to most of the national labs in the United States, specifically Oak Ridge National Lab, and we have the capability to build thorium plants within the next 10 years and have them operational. But the people that are in charge don't want that because they control the power, which means they're
making money.
They're making a crap load of money. And somebody's going to have to put away that greed and put us back on the idea of America for Americans. And there's only so much money you can squeeze out of a grape, and we just got to stop that. So I think attacking energy prices, attacking food prices, the people at the top of the food chain, again, they're making us sick, and then they're making us sick with the food, then charging extra money for the medicines. What RFK Jr. is doing over at HHS is remarkable. He's cleaning up a lot of stuff. He's cleaning up a lot of these vaccines and that sort of thing, getting Bill Gates out of our food chain. That's the kind of things that we need support.
All right. So I've heard you support the current administration head over heels so far. It seems like you're really happy with them. Do you have any criticisms?
The way Trump, bless his heart, removed so many people from the federal roles was kind of reckless. Yes, as a civil servant, you're supposed to be neutral, and a lot of our civil service people aren't neutral, and they went out too far. But I would have liked to see him be a little bit more compassionate about how
Compassionate or more diplomatic?
Diplomatic. That's even better. Thank you.
Because I don't believe in compassion when you're removing jobs. There's no compassion in that anyway. It's just math and numbers and doing your job. And I wanted to make sure I was clear on that and clarify that with you, because diplomatic, yes, for sure. Probably making a plan that was a lot more clear, concise, and not as abrupt seeming.
That's a good word. Abrupt is a good word. He's got people that are paid to smooth things over. He's got PSYOP people in the United States military that do this for a living. It could have been a lot smoother, and I think he created a lot of enemies. But Trump is he's a rough character when he wants to be. So it needed to be done. We've got far too many people on the federal rolls, and more importantly, far too many people here in this Beltway area. As you know, the counties around the Pentagon are the richest counties in the entire United States. And let's spread some of that out a little bit and let everybody get a little shine on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Beard, do you have a question?
I have a question. Afternoon.
Oh,
well, we've noticed, I think we took for granted how important judges were across the country. We've seen a lot of activist judges. We've seen a lot of judges, acting against Trump and his policies, releasing, really dangerous people. You worked on appointing judges or nominating judges, or you had a story about you thought there was a really qualified judge you were pushed back against because they didn't like him. You thought primarily because he was white. They didn't like his attitude, and they were pushing for someone else. Do you think that there's a way to kind of stop that? Because it looks like that's happening all over. People are picking judges, based on bias and personality or race-based.
It's a gradual process. I was lucky to be in that position to help choose these judges. And, the bottom line is, folks have to understand that we are now post-racial. Yeah, there's a lot of racial stuff that happens, but we are not, as Black people, the only people that have experienced racism. And the truth is now you've got a lot of qualified folks of all hues and colors. And I am just totally flabbergasted when somebody considers me to be some kind of race hire. So that bothers the hell out of me. But the issue of the day is it's just something we need to emphasize and make sure people understand. We've got to hire the most qualified person available at this point. The 60s have been over a long time ago.
I mean, Jasmine Crockett herself admitted that her job was the DEI hire.
That woman.
I mean, she flat out admitted it. Those are her words.
I think she's a joke.
Yeah,
in my opinion, she's a joke. Speaking of terrible congressmen around the country, Adelita Grevjalova standing up to ICE, or trying to stand up to ICE, and was trying to intervene while they were making arrests. What would you say to her?
She needs to get out of the way. There's an old, what was it, Ludacris used to say, move, bitch, get out the way.
I love it. I fucking love it. Excellent. If anybody has any more questions, do you have any questions, Beard, Ed?
Yeah. So, currently in the House, who would you say that you would look towards as mentoring? If you and take personalities away, I'm talking about more like policy and what you see that are driving the party and where you think is going. So currently in the House Republicans, who are some congressional folks that you would say, you know what, I like what they're doing?
I'm a big Chip Roy fan. I'm a big Byron Donalds fan. Those are two of my favorites. I'm very disappointed with.
Martin, I see you, man.
Say again?
I was just responding to the comments. Go ahead, Berney.
Yeah. MJT, she just blew me away. I don't know where she's coming from. I've kind of stopped listening to her. But if I was, I would kind of try to pattern myself after Chip Roy. These guys are solid conservatives and just trying to make good things happen. And that's how I see it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Beard?
we're stealing Donald's back. I'm in Florida, so we're taking him. So sorry.
He's a good guy. I've met
He's
him.
gonna be my governor coming up soon here.
He's going to be a good governor for you. And
Beard,
I've been
you
to
have
his
a
office a few times. Good dude.
I just want to know what we do about, we keep talking about affordability, and I agree with you as it relates to energy costs. I mean, we can simply simplify the equation by looking at supply chain costs in California versus supply chain costs in the state of Texas, right? And your energy costs are higher, your taxes are higher, your fuel costs are astronomical with all these different taxes, and you're in California and you're bitching, saying it's a Trump problem, but then I look in Texas and we have refining capacity, right? We have cheaper prices. We've kept our supply chain down, but the bigger issue I think is I think we're looking at we have a spending problem.
Yes, we do.
Plain and simple, we do not have a revenue problem. This country has never had a revenue problem. We have a spending problem. And I'm a firm believer in flat tax, those types of things. People talk about eliminating the IRS. I don't want to eliminate the IRS. I want to change the perspective and the goal of the IRS, and I want it to focus on the government, right? Because here's my problem, and what do we got to do from getting people in office to look at that? But there's not a department within our government that has passed an audit or that could pass an audit. We have, when we were talking with default the other day, when invoices come in, nobody's checking the invoices. Nobody's confirming the invoices. We simply pay the invoices.
You see what happened in that thing in Minnesota with the Somalians.
Yes.
That's what the whole system was based upon. Nobody was checking. That's how they were.
Where does that buck stop, right? Does that stop at the state level? Does that stop at the federal level? Because Congress is the purse strings of the United States, right? And so we're implementing programs, and we look at let's look at Ukraine, right? There was never a doubt. I talked about it right when the conflict started that we're going to send billions with no accountability, no way to audit it, no way to confirm. How do we stop that? We have to. I don't think a dime should be spent in this country without it being auditable, without it being accounted for. And where do we get that accountability back on our government?
Well, here's the thing. I mentioned earlier that a lot of people that would be in the federal government would not want to see me go back into the halls of power, you might say. That is a very good point. We need auditability. Just like you mentioned, the whole Ukraine thing, the thing with Somalia, we are spending money like crazy doing things that should not be done. And then, for example, the whole Section 8 program. People are not supposed to go on Section 8 and stay for 30 years. Who's watching the store? Who's making sure that the money's going where it's supposed to be? And I see it as the housing secretary said, it's supposed to be a temporary program. And I know people that have been on families that have been on for 40 years.
Oh, it's generational. Yeah.
Yeah, it should not be generational. And, we've spent $350 billion in the Ukraine. And that is just astronomically stupid. And, people are dying. And folks don't understand that is some of the richest farmland in the entire world. And the wheat crop that normally would be going to Africa and going through the port in Egypt is not going to go. And eventually you're going to find people that are starving. On the other hand, the American USAID program and some of those farming programs, they have been usurped to the point where they're causing more harm than good. So I say audit everything. If it comes in as an American dollar, we should be able to track it. And there's no reason why we shouldn't. So if I get into office, I'm going to advocate for that. And I'm probably going to pick up a lot of people. I'll probably be a one-term congressman, but I will fight for America.
I like that. So last time we spoke to you, you were just beginning to run your campaign. It was 3 months ago, last time you were here. As I ask guys in the military, you're AAR, but what are the lessons learned thus far in this campaign cycle that you think are going to benefit you or haven't been helping you? Tell me what this is going to result in, or what we're doing differently this time around.
What we're doing differently, and Tony, you can jump on whenever you feel like it. But
nope, not Tony. I want to hear from you.
Okay, what are we doing? We're pushing. Where we made our mistake last time is a ground game. We did not get out there and knock as many doors as we could. I was not as visible as I should have been. I didn't have Newsmax calling me up 3 times a day, 3 times a week, asking me to come on. We were just getting into that, and the visit. You know, in a place like this, or any place at all, it takes you a while to get name recognition. And the first time I ran, well, he's that crazy military guy. Who the hell is that? And more importantly, I'm in Elkridge, Maryland, and I'm running in a place 50 miles away from me.
Do you think you've changed from the end of the last time you ran, from the beginning to where we are now? Because I can tell you, I see a huge difference.
Well, I'll let you answer that question. What do you see that's different?
You're a lot more personable. You're not a fucking military robot anymore. I'm
You're
being
right.
serious, right? This is stuff I've spoken to Tony about. This is stuff I've spoken to other people about. And since then, too, you are becoming what we see, and I'm saying we, the civilians, the general populace, as somebody who's a lot more likable. And I say a lot more likable because you're becoming a lot more likable. And I think you're a lot more comfortable in your own skin. And you're obviously doing great speaking publicly and in front of people, a lot more people who are willing to criticize you.
Yeah. Well,
So,
if I may, I was angry as hell. Dude, let me tell you, I mean, the whole jab thing, I can't even tell you what I went through with that, with the idea of not taking the jab. I got a lot of pressure from a lot of people. Not only that, the concept of literally handing over $1,400 a day for 70, let's say, forget how many people, but basically $119 million a day of American money bothered me. So I was probably feeling a little PTSD, to tell you the truth. And so it might have came out, but I was doing it. It was righteous anger. I was pissed. And not only was I pissed, I just felt like I needed to do something, and I had the fire to keep going. But you're right. I'm just doing the best that I can right now, and I still feel that fire. I still feel that Americanism, and we're trying to save our grandchildren here. We're trying to save our civilization. And you're right. I need to calm down a little bit because I'm.
No.
No, not calm down.
No.
I think you've become a lot more relatable. I think people are liking you a lot more. Even if you follow your content, I think you'd probably see it too. If you looked at your earlier videos versus where you are now, even the stuff posted on your website, you are a lot more comfortable in front of a camera. You're a lot more comfortable speaking your mind, and you're not as rehearsed, so to speak, or doesn't sound as rehearsed. And that's a compliment.
Well,
We've had
I think
plenty of
less
other people on
guarded
here.
also.
We've had, oh yes, less guarded as well. Yeah, we've had plenty of people on here that were
Tony.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of people come on here and they were super rehearsed, or they sounded super rehearsed, and they were scared of taking questions. They were because
that's not me. But I will tell you, you mentioned that whole IRS thing. While I was running, I had to keep to myself. I didn't tell Tony about that until we started this event, and it was something that I kept to myself. And I'm out here running and trying to do the right thing, and my own government is trying to cheat me. Can you imagine holding that in?
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about. Beard knows exactly what you're talking about. The reason I brought this up is because you're going to notice you're probably getting a lot more attention here. We've also retained a lot more viewers. You've become more interesting, and the fact that you're being more relaxed and more opening and ready for confrontation is throwing so many more coins in your hat. And I hope that everybody goes and goes to your website to give you the endorsement and goes and throws a donation your way. Guys, elections win money. I mean, money.
I'm gonna say your book. Like, I don't understand why I haven't heard of it before. It's phenomenal, actually. It's Black Values Matter. I'm gonna go ahead and say, because I am a book nerd, I'm gonna give you the biggest thank you for narrating it yourself, because I did it on Audible. I was like, we have 4 hours until he's gonna be there. We're doing it at 1.5, and you narrated it. So thank you. But it gives a really good insight, start to finish, where you're at, how you've really you've served the public, the government, all of this time,
Scroll up,
and
Virgo.
you had a line in the sand where you were just frustrated. It wasn't just the COVID, it was all of the actions before then, not trusting the government as a whole, despite serving and devoting your life to America. It was great. I started reading, I was like, man, he is like a Thomas Sowell that's electable age. And then you mentioned how, you really enjoyed Thomas Sowell since you were a kid. So my endorsement, absolutely. Go buy the book. Make it a bestseller. It should be.
Thank you so much. And please buy the audio version, because
Yes.
the truth is that I had a problem with my publisher. If you go on Amazon, the book is like $28. I'm trying to fix that. It shouldn't be any more than about $14.
It was $14.99, I think.
Yeah, but the guy just literally, once he realized that we were starting to make money on the book, he tried
wanted
to
more of it.
Tried to screw me a little bit. So I did the audio book myself.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I would much prefer that folks go on there. I'm trying to get the word out because, Black people in America.
Put a link to his book down there in the chat also. Put a link to his book, Tony.
Yeah. So they lead America in negative social statistics. Why is that? And it's been that way since, the 60s. And so with that said, people are coming here from all over the world, and this is still the land of opportunity. And I want this to be the land of opportunity for everyone, including Black people. So forget all this racial stuff. Let's fix Baltimore. Let's fix Memphis. Let's fix New York. Let's fix Los Angeles. Let's make things okay. So I'm passionate about that.
The Black churches there, you said how that they used to really hold towards the American values, and they were more conservative, though not voting.
Yep. Blacks are conservative.
Do you think that they're still absolutely and they just don't want to admit to it, maybe? I think that you said that we sell the Black vote way too cheaply.
Yes.
It's astonishing. Do you think that the ground game in your area would be to reaching out to the Black churches that are actually still holding to those values? I know that you criticize the Black politicians that are actually doing it for race-baiting reasons, but if you're just doing it for value alignment reasons, these people might be registered as a Democrat, but we see these parties switching because of values.
We're counting on that. We're counting on the fact that people are going to finally wake up and realize that they've been played. And I have no problem being the person that's going to tell them. If it's not me, somebody's going to come behind me and tell them the truth. But yeah, that's the bottom line. This is all about America.
I have heard a politician say that the Black vote is sold for a turkey a week before Thanksgiving.
Exactly. And you are very, very correct. And I'm just trying to make people understand that, we're in this thing together, and this racial division thing has been used against us way too long. The Roman Empire used, divide and conquer. And this is the same old Roman Empire tactics, and we're not benefiting from it. So, yeah, I'm hoping we're not going to get everyone, but if we can get those Black men that voted for Trump and a few other ones, matter of fact, most of the independents around here, they're actually conservatives, but they're embarrassed to call themselves Republicans. We got to make the Republican Party cool. That's what we're trying to do here. And Tony will tell you, both of us are on the Republican Central Committee, so we are, all in.
I want Tony to tell me nothing unless I ask him.
Because, if you're going for the cool factor, I've never read more. I know we're on TikTok, more N-words in a book than your book. It's phenomenal.
Yeah, so I'm gonna argue. From what I understand, this book is educational and entertainment. Go get the fucking book, guys. Just go buy it.
There's rap quotes. There's the N-word at least 30 times in the first 3 chapters. It's fantastic.
There's a link down there. Go get the fucking book. Help them out that way. Also, go to this campaign website. Go donate. Give them your endorsement.
One thing I'll tell you is you'll never hear a lie from me. How about that?
Question.
Go ahead.
If you're in Congress, the problem I have right now with Republicans, I think Republicans are weak.
Yeah.
I think Republicans, when they get into office, they're cowards. I don't think they push. They haven't gotten as much shit done as needs to be done, codifying the things that Trump has put into place. What do you think causes that with the Republican Party, and how do we get beyond that within Congress? Because I'm tired of compromise. I'm tired of playing the games. I'm tired of hearing the selling from the Republican Party. And then when they go in and they get into office, they lay a giant shit on the desk.
We got a lot of rhinos in the Republican Party. A lot of these people that are traditionalists. I'll give you an example. For example, my Republican Central Committee, of which I'm a part of, I don't lead it. Tony and I sit beside each other. We try to promote the Republican Party, but the people in this particular area, they were running a country club, and we had to literally clean all these people out. And those country club Republicans have a lot of money and a lot of sway, and they don't like people like me. But on the other hand, as I said before, I'm doing this for my grandchildren. I'm doing this for my kids. I'm doing this for you guys. 2/3 of my life is gone. I got a little bit of time left, and they're going to get a face full of Berney, because I'm tired of this bullshit.
All right, Berney, we've been here for over an hour. I want to thank you for your time. Would you be okay with taking some questions from the comments or having some people up and talk to you?
You go right ahead. I'm happy to talk.
All right, if you've got a question that we haven't covered yet, feel free to request up. We'll bring you up. Be respectful. Don't be an asshole, and use proper TikTok language. If you fuck up, I'm just going to kick you out and call you an idiot. Got a deal, everybody?
So,
there we go. We got people requesting up now. They're like, yep, we accept. We accept.
In the meantime, talk about like where's you mentioned primary. Where are we in primary? Who's against you? What's the expectations on that specific part? Because before we get you into Congress, we got you to the primary, and then there's a general. So talk a little bit about primary right now.
Right now, we have no primary opponent. I think, Tony, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it's February 26th when is the deadline for people to get into the primary. But right now, our intention is to make ourselves so strong as a brand that nobody is dumb enough to go up against us. And, those Newsmax hits and the WCBM hits and the radio things and the book and those sorts of things, it takes a while to build name recognition, but I think that we have done so. And I don't know of anybody else in District 3 that has a strong Republican brand like we do. And so my hope is that we won't have a primary challenger. We can bankroll money and get ready to go after Sarah Elfreth. And I'm not looking to raise $5 million. I think that we can get out and door knock and do the grassroots thing. We can win this thing because people literally don't like her.
Okay. Thank you, Berney.
Thank you.
Bobby Joe, what's your question you have for Berney?
So I just came in, so I don't know if you're Republican or Democrat. I don't know because I missed everything pretty
then you
much.
shouldn't have requested up.
Yeah.
It's not how this works.
Come on, Bobby Joe. You know this live.
All right, Z Martin, you've been here the whole damn time for the most part. What do you got for us?
All right, Berney, if you don't mind, I got a kind of a tough question. So you nailed it on the head that as a congressman, you need to be trying to drive business into your state. How do you plan on doing that if state politics stays the way they are, which I see as something that's pushing business out?
That is a very, very, very good question. But we should be physically, Congress is not always in session. And that congressman should be over in Virginia, over in Pennsylvania, trying to bring business into the United States. And yet, into the districts. And we're not doing a very, very good job of that. We're going to have to do that because a lot of these comfortable federal workers have lost their jobs. So that is job number 2, going out and recruiting business and making a business friendly climate. And yeah, I'm probably going to have to go over and talk to Westmore, the governor, and whomever is running the legislature, the chief of the Senate, that sort of thing, and try to convince them. And I'll do the very, very, very best that I can to try to make this more of a business friendly community.
So I noticed that I'll just piggyback on what Martin's asking. Is I used to live in Maryland, right? I graduated high school, Delaney High School, and so the district you're in, like I said, it's about 72% white collar jobs, right? Is that because the environment doesn't, or if there's too strict of regulations maybe that prevent bringing in industries that would be more on the blue collar side? Whereas Texas, we've made everything friendly. We've reduced regulations. We've cut into the capital gains taxes, things like that to drive things in our direction. So is that an issue there in Maryland as far as your district as to what type of jobs you can bring in?
I think that our district has gotten way too comfortable working and relying upon the federal government, and we need to change that. I lived in Texas for 7 years. I lived in San Antonio, and it was, I don't know what, well, I know why I left. The NSA called. But the issue of the day is we have got to get ourselves weaned off of the federal government. And as soon as we pick that scab off, things will get a little bit better. It's going to hurt up front, but in the long term, it's going to be better. Let's get at it and get at it now.
Dundalk's not in
what
your
kind of
district,
industry?
Is Dundalk in your district?
No, it is right outside my district.
Okay, because that's where you're typically going to get that.
Yeah,
What kind of
that's what
industry
it
do you
is.
want? What kind of industry are you looking forward to having or want to have in Maryland? Are you
Well-
trying to have just mass industrial work? Are you trying to have commercial stuff?
Well, in this particular area, you've got a lot of white collar workers with a lot of experience working in IT. That would be a really, really good start. My background's in cybersecurity, and there's a lot of cybersecurity startups. But if you paid attention, you would look and see that Wes Moore tried to put a tax on cybersecurity programs. And this guy is just they're taxing everything. The first thing we got to do is lower the amount of tax being paid here. And it's also raised up the amount of, fees, not raising taxes, raising fees. For example, I drive a 17-year-old Tahoe, and the last time I bought my tags, it was like $80. And I just paid $119 to put tags on my car for this year. And the fees here are out of control, and I don't know what we're getting for the huge amount of fees that we're paying, but that's something that the governor can be
proactive with.
Yeah, he could be proactive with that, and we can put a little bit of pressure on him from the federal level because this guy's out of control. And so, yeah, that's a good start. But right now, we have nobody to fight for us as individuals, and I like to be that fighter.
All right, I have another follow-up question to that. Are you looking to make the governor oppositional to you, or are you trying to work with the governor?
I would love to work with him. I would love to let me get elected. And right now, we got a one-party state here. That's part of the problem. These people do not think in terms of let's help the middle class do what the middle class does. All they care about is raising taxes and squeezing and squeezing and squeezing. And they don't seem to be interested in making things affordable for regular folks. And somebody now needs to stand up for regular people.
So I'm going to ask this question, but I want to give you the caveat before I ask the question. I am very, very anti-help the homeless veteran community. The reason I say that is because they have billions of dollars allocated to them. They've got tons of grants. The VA offers them everything they need. Local hospitals have all kinds of programs for them. I believe there's so many programs for homeless veterans that if they're still on the streets today, it's their fault. I don't believe throwing more good money after bad. When we've got a problem with people individually, if these people don't want to get the help they need, don't want to get the help they claim they want, but they never go, they don't have the right documentation or whatever, when there's plenty of organizations and programs to help them, they're on the streets. What do you think should be the problem with the homeless in your area, the homeless veterans, the homeless regular civilians?
Well, one of the problems with the VA, and that's one of my pet peeves, I'm part of Veterans for America First. Doug Collins, who is the new VA secretary hired by Trump, he's part of Veterans for America First. And the issue of the day is when you go to the VA, you're going to find a lot of people here that weren't veterans. So they don't understand the issue. And so they're just like, throw some money at it. And we can do a whole lot better. And when the homeless veteran comes in, some of these people call themselves veterans and they're not, So there's just a lot of things that could be solved by cleaning out the roles of all these VA people that are working there. Bring some more veterans, put them on the VA, the working roles of the VA, and they can help cut some of the bullshit.
Fucking
Did I
love
say
you,
bullshit
man.
on your show?
I fucking love you. You say what the fuck you want. I don't care. On this channel, you can even send the N-word for all you want, the hard R. I do it all the time. I don't give a fuck. But we're not going to do that. So we got Cody up here to ask you a question. Go ahead, Cody.
All right, sir. I'm a retired veteran, spent 25 years in the Army. My question is, what do you think about Trump saying it's time just to protect America, pull our troops away from South Korea and Europe?
We can't afford to have all, 150,000 in Europe. I've been to the DMZ in Korea. We've got a standing presence over there. At the very least, we should be moving into Eastern Europe. But the bottom line is protecting Europe and paying their bills is bankrupting us. So let's bring some of these folks back home. Let's defend our borders. As you remember, I told you, one of the big pet peeves I had with DHS, I worked for Northcom at DHS, and we just literally let people come through the border when we've got soldiers ready to go. And that's what our job is. That's what the National Guard is supposed to be there for, to guard the nation. I get a little passionate about that because just like you, I spent, a big part of my life on active duty, 21 years. And so, yeah, I'm a big fan of what President Trump's trying to do.
Yeah, but Cody's also been around since Jesus walked too. That's a little different.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Cody. Hey, Z Martin, do you have any other questions real quick before I drop you?
No, I think you guys actually covered pretty much everything.
Real quick, Z Martin, where in Maryland are you?
I'm in St. Mary's.
St. Mary's County. All right. I'll try to get you in contact with the people that are running there if you want to go ahead and message me.
Oh, absolutely. I'll follow you now.
There you go.
You got BJ Hall down there running for delegate. He's a good guy. A couple of really good people down there.
If you guys
I
have in
hope
the
we turn
comments, you
off
guys got any
this
more
side.
questions?
I moved here,
Martin. Make it happen. Make it happen, Martin. You could be the boots on the ground.
bro. I moved here in 2017, and I haven't felt a Republican presence yet.
Well, make it
I
happen.
hate to say it, but that's just how it's been down here.
We got
You
the
can
new
be that
breed coming
presence.
your way.
All
You
right.
could be their presence.
Thanks for having
All
me.
right,
on.
Martin. Thank you very much, man. I'm gonna drop you down. Appreciate you. Anybody else have a question? Want to request up? Ask a question. Anybody else in the panel have a question for him?
I mean, your
now-
district is
Go ahead. Go ahead, default.
your district is so gerrymandered. So you're really to overall win. You're really going to have to rely on some people that are Democrats or independents, or just make all of the Republicans come out. What can you do to attract the Democrats and the independents other than just common sense?
Well, one of the things I like to lead with, imagine you're a mom and that 300-pound transvestite is in the bathroom with your daughter. What are you going to do about it? The question is, that's what the Democrats want, or that's what we have been supporting. And most people don't pay attention because they don't seem to understand that that is what the Democratic Party is about right now. And I want to bring that out. I want to force people to pay attention to family-focused issues and let them know that they've been getting the short end of the stick. And that's what we're going to do. And I think people are going to logically gravitate towards us.
All right. So the last thing I want to hit here before we kick you out of here, Berney, is I want to have Tony. What's the one thing you want Tony to highlight? I mean, that you would want Berney to highlight, or that you would want highlighted for the campaign?
So the one thing that we want to highlight right now is the affordability crisis when it comes to houses right now for the young people. Our district is getting significantly younger. So what we're going to end up doing is that we are going to be running a campaign completely against BlackRock.
Bottom line. They're
Okay.
the enemy.
Hey, at this point, Berney, I'm following you to war. All right.
Oh, brother, come on down, because we got a fight on our hands, and we need soldiers.
We've got.
We'll get you on
we've got-
your scooter.
We've got plenty of people in the comments throwing you some support, guys. Make sure you do actually show your support. Even if you just give him a follow, share, repost his videos and stuff. Try to give him some more visibility. Any more visibility, any little bit more that happens, it is helpful. All right. Even if you don't live in his district, even if you don't fucking care about what he's doing right now, if you want to support him because you like this message, get out there and do that. If you want to donate, go to the website. It's been dropped a bunch of times down there. Give him your endorsement also. All right. It will not hurt. And he's a great dude. This is the second time we've had Berney here. He's running for 3rd District, or District 3 in Maryland. And I think he's the best candidate that we've seen here thus far on this show that have come and talked to us. I mean, hats off to you, Berney, for real. Hats off to you.
Well, brother, I'm telling you the truth. I'm passionate about what we're trying to do here. And, it's weird. You're in the military, you get it. I used to wonder why my career was so weird, in the sense that, 1 minute I'm on an aircraft flight line, and the next thing I'm flying satellites to the sky. how did this happen? And why am I getting all these views of these different things? And then I go working as a civilian and I'm bouncing around in, classified facilities. And what I see is, I believe that our creator, was preparing me for times such as these. We got to step up. And I told you before, I will carry the flag. And if I'm the guy that's got to do it, then so be it.
I'm not going to lie. Two different people from the first time we had him on.
Yeah,
we talked about this today in Discord. That
Yeah, we really did.
One of the things we wanted to see is somebody more personable, somebody more direct, somebody that didn't deflect to Tony, and was straightforward and knew what he wanted to go after. So I applaud you on the step from where we were before to where we are now.
Yeah.
I don't feel any different at all. But the bottom line is, if you guys like it, it's all good.
But we're seeing it though. You may not feel
Yeah.
different, but we're seeing a big difference. And either that's you just growing and evolving as a person, or getting the military stiffness out of you.
A little intimidating too, because
I think we talked about the first time we all went on TikTok. We're like, well, how do you hit the button? We didn't know. It was just weird.
Totally clueless on my part, but I'm learning every day. I got to give Tony credit, because I wasn't even on TikTok before he told me about it. So you got to try this. Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
But I'm learning and growing.
Yeah, so learning and growing, and you had Tony there who's helping you out and doing a good job for you. So hats off to him as well. Berney, thank you very much. If you want to leave, if you could leave one message to the world, what would it be?
You are not alone. There's a whole lot of Americans that think the way you do, and I'll be happy to carry the flag for you.
Okay.
Guys, thanks for having me on. It's been a blast.
Yeah, he's the Berney that we need.
Yeah, this is the feel the burn we're supposed to have.
Yeah.
I love it.
This is the burn we're supposed to feel. All right, guys. Berney, once again, thank you very much. Truly, I'd like to have you back again in the future, so we can see how you're going along with the campaign trail. And I'll work that out with Tony, obviously. But I truly think we've hit a lot of great topics here. I think we've done an amazing job of. Shout out to Default. Shout out to Suze down in the comments. Beard, Tony, and Ed for joining me here and drilling down on Berney a little bit. I hope we didn't come down on you hard, or you don't think we were attacking you in any way.
Dude, I don't feel that at all. I'm having it's like we're just shooting the shit at a bar, to tell you the truth. This is how I really feel. I'm telling you, this is not rehearsed.
Oh, I have no doubt. Because we were asking you questions from left, right, up and down, and all different kind of angles. I know that none of that could have been rehearsed. I know I spoke to Tony about the type of stuff I was going to ask you, but I didn't give you any heads up on, hey, rehearse this and get comfortable.
This is the real me, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. I'm going to kick you out of here now so we can start talking shit and dropping hard R's.
All right.
But
well, how do you know you're putting this thing off? All right, I'll figure it out. You guys,
yeah, I'll drop you out. Thank you very, very much, guys. Once again, give him a follow. Make sure you share his content that's on his page. When you see it posted, go check out his website and his YouTube. Also, I want to give a shout out to your podcast. Your podcast is called the
Loyal Opposition.
Loyal Opposition. Go check him out. It's on YouTube, and I'm pretty sure it's on all platforms.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
Fucking
His
excellent.
book, Black Values Matter. Excellent book. Check that out.
Yep. And I want to tell you, Berney, if she's saying it's a good book, because I do know she reads more than anybody I've ever heard of in my life, it's a great book.
Yeah.
So it's really good.
That's critical acclaim. I just want you to know, if she's saying it's a good book, it's critical acclaim.
She was going along with it. So
yeah.
I'm totally humbled, and I'm just thankful that you guys are paying attention to me. And the issue today is, if we don't pull this off, my generation has fucked this up. We need to fix this for you guys.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Better.
All right, Berney, get out of here. Tony, get the hell out of here too. We're gonna start talking shit about you too, Tony. I'm kidding. You're good.
You can always talk shit about me. I don't give a fuck.
I know. So, guys, that was Berney Flowers. He's running for Congress in the 3rd District, District 3 of Maryland. If you find it in your heart, you feel compelled, go to the website, go donate, help him get some of those votes. All right. I know it's a terrible thing that elections cost money and they cost much they do, but it's necessary evil. So get out there and go do something.
They're expensive. Elections are not
Yeah.
cheap. Campaigns. are not
So
cheap.
even if it's a couple bucks, go help them out.
Tony, is it plus D7 plus D8? What is it?
So right now it's a rated D plus 12, but
Well-
with everything that's going on right now, to my calculations, it's going to be about a D plus 5. It's going to be very winnable for us. Sarah Elfrith is just so fucking unlikable. She's like as likable as Kamala Harris, in all honesty. So.
Oh, gross.
She's a lovely
Gross.
woman.
Well,
Okay, what's that mean, Tony? The D plus 12, D plus 5.
the rate
So
of voting.
that's how much of a swing it is for a party. Yeah.
Okay.
Voter registration, the advantage. So when it's
Yeah.
plus R, then that means it's plus, more Republicans than D's.
Okay.
Yeah, if he's running opposed, we
Yeah.
just need the name recognition and to stop his name to get out there more. So
But it's really about
Correct.
turnout. Like the
Yeah, it's
only
turnout.
reason
Just vote for
why
them.
they're not winning is because of turnout. There's plenty of Republicans. They're just not going out to vote.
Correct. So according to voter registration right now, we're actually outnumbered 1.65 to 1,
Right. But the last
which isn't that big.
What's the percentage of MPA?
Well, if I looked at the last election,
How's that for Warnock?
he actually was the lowest of the Democrats over the last recent years. She was at 59% when she won, when all the previous
Correct.
ones were 62 to 63. So she definitely doesn't carry the same favor or weight that previous candidates have carried.
Correct. And that was a candidate that literally had nothing, was doing nothing that she was up against. Rob Steinberger, I even offered to help him out too, and he never contacted me.
Fuck him. Fuck him.
Fuck
them
I mean, the crime stats that he quoted in his book from 3 years ago to now are abysmal. Like he should just run on those things alone. The change, I think he quoted something, but I looked at it with, I think it was Wallet Hub. They're 177 out of 180 cities in America
Holy shit.
for crime.
Yeah,
Bananas.
it's shitty.
Tony, what was that MPA? What was the percentage of MPA there?
Tony.
Oh, you said my ratio that I had?
Yeah.
1.65 to 1.
Okay.
So
Yeah,
if we were to go ahead, I did all the math and everything earlier.
Calls her,
So
bro.
like, let's say we had everyone swing our way it, and it was a 100% turnout election. We're only outnumbered by 9,000 votes.
Okay.
So this is very winnable for you.
Yeah.
This is absolutely very
That's-
winnable for you.
The primary
Yeah.
where he lost, I think they had 6,000 or 8,000, and he had 6,000. So he
Yeah,
number two
so-
were really close.
Yeah. So that primary, so Berney and I'd like to talk about who Hogan hates more. I think Hogan hates me a lot more, but that primary, what Hogan ended up doing is that he got a lot of these different candidates to go up against Berney. And what happened is that Hogan went ahead and put his backing behind Rob Steinberger.
Mm.
And went ahead, and that's what propelled Steinberger into that seat to be our nominee, and what ultimately cost us having another Republican in the state of Maryland.
What's the one thing hurting him most?
The one thing that's hurting us most right now is
No, not
honestly,
us. Not us.
that-
Him. What's the one thing hurting him most? Is it he's a
So
black
one
dude
thing that's
in
hurting-
in a dominantly white area? Is it that he's got no name recognition? Is it fucking just people are stuck voting blue no matter who? Like, what's the one thing hurting him
it's
most?
right now it's the people that are stuck voting blue no matter who, like you said. And it's also just the people that are just not willing to vote unless it's a presidential year.
Enoch, when you're stuck in a very blue area, it becomes cultural, and it's that you just vote blue. That's just what you do. And so that's why I keep on asking about the NPAs and the Republicans, and could that coalition be strong enough to actually pull him over, because he may be able to get some moderate D's that do have some common sense. But if you can concentrate on those two worlds and actually get them to show up, there's a fighting shot, because it's a numbers game is all it is.
I mean, his credentials are amazing.
I mean, he's a juggernaut. He is a juggernaut.
And
I mean, this guy should be running for vice president next year too. I mean, next cycle also. He is an impressive individual, and he knows a lot of stuff from the places he's been in his career. I mean, places that I wasn't allowed to go near, he's walked through, handled, and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's got the upper echelon government stuff experience, and I think that's where he makes a big difference and a big impact, opposed to just having some random staff sergeant start first class or whatever, or some fucking butter bar former captain. He knows how shit actually works. He knows the political side of the military.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. Don't give me the red button, because I'll use it. I'm just saying that he knows the politics behind that red button. He knows the people who put that red button on that desk. He knows the conversations that revolve around that red button and where that red button points to and why it points there.
I mean, he worked in the NSA, so he knows.
That's what I'm saying. So he was in the Air Force. He's a retired lieutenant colonel from the Air Force, and he worked in the government also after he got out as a civilian. Yeah. He's an truly impressive guy. I don't gush over people often, and he is an impressive dude.
Yeah. So to let you guys know, so I am not taking a paycheck right now. Well, because
you fucking suck and you deserve that.
Yeah, it's your problem.
So I'm not taking a paycheck at all right now. That shows you how much I believe in him myself, right? So what we're also doing is that we're going to be exposing the corruption along the way that has happened in this district, that has happened with the federal government. We know where the bodies are buried, and we're going to expose every single last one of them. So you guys might be seeing a headline saying that I probably got off myself. So.
Yeah. All right. Well, I've had enough of you, Tony.
Okay. That's what my parents said too.
Yeah. Well, they only kicked you out when you were 5, man. I mean, you must have been terrible as a child.
Right.
They gave me a toaster for my 5th birthday and said, go play in the bathtub.
What are you doing up here, Peacock? What do you want?
I don't know. Beard just kept sending me invites to come up, so I came up.
Oh,
did I? How did I do that?
Fuck, I don't know. You sent me like 6 of them.
I didn't mean to do that, dude. I'm sorry.
I might have just been tapping away.
Here, like, just listening to like I'm listening to you guys.
He just left.
My fucking phone starts flashing. It's like, Beard wants you to come up. I'm like, why the fuck does he want me to come up for?
Beard just left. He said, fuck you, I'm out of here.
I honestly thought you kicked Beard.
No, I didn't.
So Tony, I do have a question, and this is just my ignorance when it comes to some northern, mid-Atlantic politics here. The Republicans there, tell me the makeup of who they are. Are they true conservatives? Like, what are they? A little bit more socially liberal? What is the makeup of the Republicans in the Maryland area?
It's a mix, is what it is. So you got the old guard Bush conservatives,
sure,
who are weak, spineless morons. I know this because I've pissed off the chair. I've pissed off the chair of the Republican Party here in the state.
I guess he's old.
Actually, most of them. So he's a decent guy, but a lot of the people that work in the Republican Party here do not like what I say. When we were at the Lincoln Reagan Douglas dinner earlier this year in Baltimore, I was talking to someone that was on like the committee for the state. And I said, like, we need to stop listening to these old heads and start listening to these younger people in the Republican Party. And he got so pissed off at me, basically told me to go fuck myself, and then walked away and didn't talk to me for the rest of the night.
But we're seeing that, and we as the general public see that these people are fucking old and outdated. They can't keep up with what's going on, or they're stuck in their old values, and we need to move forward. They're not progressive. Well, correction. They're not progressing enough with what society wants. And Bobby Joe, I brought you up here because you know how this works. Every time somebody comes and says, I don't know what's going on, but that's why they get kicked out.
No.
What was your question,
sure.
Bobby Joe?
I was gonna ask him. He sees this shit show, how Cali's run, how his borders, what he thought about the welfare system, the border,
Oh, he
you
covered
know,
all that stuff earlier
that.
in the live.
So I missed all of that. That's why I was asking. So that's what it
Okay.
had nothing to do really with Cali. It just he sees the shit show here. Like what was he gonna do different to make it like with the redistricting and stuff?
Yeah, he
I
spoke
missed
about that
all that.
earlier.
The
He did a
Washington
good job.
Post said that the Maryland District 3 is the second worst gerrymandered district in the country.
Oh wow.
But what I find hilarious
And
is that
if
why
he
the
wait,
hell is Maryland even gerrymandering anything? It's all freaking blue. There's no Republican representatives coming from Maryland right
and
now.
if he wins that, that's a big change for that area, isn't it? That's a huge impact to that area.
Enoch, there's not one congressional representative from Maryland who's a Republican. Not one.
Really?
Oof.
There's
Damn.
Andy
Oof.
Harris, but he's a big fucking rhino.
Oof.
And here it's funny because they're saying it's because of race basically, and it's not, because if you look at what Newsom plans to do here is with the whole beach shore basically is blue, and from there the whole valley and mountains is red. Like, it's weird. And I know they're all no plastic bags, no plastic straws type people. And then you have in San Francisco, of course, you have gays and whatever's over there. So if you look,
Gays and whatevers.
hey,
The gays.
because the
I
lives have
expected
been
that from somebody
taken
from
down.
Georgia.
They've been taken down because you used the T word.
I
Like-
know. You can say shit on here. Don't worry about it. You're good.
But yeah, so if you look at how they want to redistrict our shithole, that it's all the beaches from Santa Barbara all the way up to the Oregon coast, and it's all blue. He's got it marked in blue. So, and I guess they took it to court, or they're taking it to court, so it's being heard by that. Now they're saying it's against the race thing, and it's not, because he's trying to take more Dems than he is a Republican, because he got it. It's like a I'm getting even with you Texas thing, because they got rid of 5, I guess, Republicans. So yeah, so I just wondered, with him seeing this shit show here, like, what would you do differently there to make it not so shitty? I
That's the
guess.
Florida senator is the leader of the RNC.
Yeah.
Right now.
Huge thing though.
Joe
We
Gruder.
need to get more Republican candidates need to get on TikTok like this.
Yeah.
Like, find creators that will host them.
No, just bring all of them here.
Well, I'm saying,
Why are we giving
what
other
you're
people
doing-
ideas? Why can't I just
What-
why can't I succeed? Why can't I
But
give my
what
idea to
you're
everybody
doing
else
is
too?
amazing. What you're doing is amazing. But this is what we're talking about. We need more people to get our candidates out.
Yeah, you find those candidates, tell them to come to me.
Working on
Literally,
it.
give them my TikTok. Tell them to fucking reach out to me. We'll have them here. The more of these candidates that we can get, even if they're not strong candidates, just to talk and bring visibility to the issues of the area, that helps. That helps everything all the way around.
I think he did
think,
such a good job. If you have this recorded, you should clip his answers and he should use that. He really did a great job.
I have everything recording right now on StreamYard. We're still recording right now.
Excellent.
And
This
camera
was
back.
much better than his last appearance. I definitely enjoyed his responses and his demeanor way more than I did last time.
That's the feedback we got. We got feedback around last time around that he was just very dry, and I'm spoke to you about it, Tony. In DMs, spoke on the phone.
Yeah,
this was a whole new guy, different person. Yeah. It was great.
I think he wasn't even an official candidate at the time when he actually spoke.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, he was planning on running.
No, and he pissed me off. You remember, I got panic stricken when he was just like, "Oh, screw it, we're running." I'm like, "No."
Yeah, it's all right.
No, he seemed pretty upfront and forward and seemed pretty sincere. So, I mean, that's
Yeah.
awesome. You don't see very many people who can come up and be
Reach out to him, sis.
sincere without backtracking at some point, So what little bit of the end that
That's
I
not
saw.
his style.
that was
That's
cool.
not his style.
Yeah.
He's not a backtracker. He's a commit to it.
Yeah.
tell them, tell them fucking deal with it.
Well, thank you for having me up. That's what I was going to ask. So
Thank you, Bobby Joe. Thank you for bringing
All
the Soul
right.
Sucker 3000 up. Much love.
bye.
What were you saying, Peacock?
What are the chances for getting some of the RNC money?
Hold on.
Sorry.
Peacock, what'd you say? 1 second.
I liked how he seemed more genuine with the conversation, like a real person instead of a dry ass politician who's just here to like butter my ass and tell me exactly what he thinks I want to hear.
Yeah.
Like I liked his response.
I hope nobody's buttering your ass, period. What were you saying, Ed?
What are the chances of getting some of that RNC?
I was out of Duke's Mayo.
What was the what?
House campaigns. What are the chances, Tony, of getting some of that to get that support?
So I'm not entirely too sure at the moment. Considering, like we said, we got to get past the primary first.
Sure.
What it is, we got to drive national attention to this campaign. So Enoch already knows about this. I'm actually going to hit you guys up too in January. What we need to do is that we need to start getting Berney to be a trend. And that's how we're going to go ahead and get that national attention and get that RNC money.
You know my man.
I gotta tell you, he's got to come out with some. He's got to be controversial in something. He's got to be loud and proud in something controversial. Be a highlight. You already have
trust me. I'm gonna tell him. I'm gonna tell him in January when we're getting stuff going. We're gonna we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna just be friggin' unhinged as shit in a few videos.
Well, if you hit me,
his
do it on my
book
main
is
account
pretty,
because I don't see much on this one. So make sure if you send something to me, it's on my main.
All right, definitely will do.
Yeah,
I might just hit you up on
Beard's
Discord.
got good reach for sure, and we've got other creators too that have pretty good reach. Beard's got huge reach also. If you who's fucking with the boxes?
Right here, dude. I didn't touch it.
Is it ice?
Is his motto going to be out front carrying the flag? I like that.
I think that's a great motto.
How does the Asian community vote there?
So the Asian community is pretty split. So your Indians are overwhelmingly conservative.
Right.
Your Koreans split pretty evenly towards the left and the right. They're going to be the most swingable. But thankfully, we don't have a lot of Chinese here because they predominantly vote left in the East Coast.
Tony, well, who was the young lady who was running for Congress that she ran in Baltimore, and she did become very viral, and she spoke at the convention, African-American lady?
Kim Klacik.
Okay. Because she did exactly that same exact style where she did become viral, and she was able to tap into a lot of that national money as well.
Yeah, Kim's really good friends with us, so she's going to have us on on her show repeatedly. She's got national reach, so
yeah, she does. And talk about the definitely D district that she was running in, and somehow she was able to carve that, and it was because of the viral videos that she was making. That really was what could kind of introduce her to the whole entire nation.
Hey, Danger, that I think you would probably have to reach out more so than Enoch to bring that Chad Bianca in.
Yeah, bring whoever you want, guys. We'll talk to anybody. Give me a heads up so we can do some research and you can get some good questioning in. But other than that, I'm good to go.
All right, further down there. What's up, Danielle?
What's up? On that note, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. This live is sponsored, brought to you by Millstone Store, millstonestore.com, and shinythankscreations.com. Check out link in the bio, guys.
Link in my bio.
Yep, link in default bio, whatever. We're going to hop over to Discord and bullshit a little bit freely. I want to thank Tony Berney Flowers for joining us. Again, he's running for District 3 in Maryland. I need you guys to go check out his website. Tony's going to drop it down in the chat again one more time. If you feel compelled, give him your endorsement. If you feel compelled to help him out with some funds, go for it. It's a good dude running for a difficult position, but it looks like he's going to win it. And we definitely need the money to go out and door knock and put those funds to good use and have this guy, like he said, help carry that flag for us and be the fighter we need within the government. So I'll be donating as well shortly. But get the fuck out of here. Go home.
Y'all have a good night.
Bye, guys. Good night.
Yeah, and in regards to the Asian voters in that area, I want to make sure we play the anthem.
金钱看齐，墙上。